Feb 3rd, 2006 was the day, it was a Friday, and was the day that I took my little baby Austin and made the harsh, brave, bold decision to move into a safe house for 2 months. That's how long we ended up being there, to escape all the abuse. Yeah, usually women are celebrated for breaking the cycle of abuse and making such a big step, starting a new life, becoming independent, and putting their child first, children, whatever you have. Instead, we know how this ends, because now my son is forced to live in hell in all the abuse that I tried to protect him from, that I spent many years trying to escape. So it like that incident basically started, I think it was January 19, which would have been my grandma's birthday. But Austin and I came back from Austria, which was supposed to be a 2-week visit. In Vancouver. And snowballed into hell, because we got picked up at the airport, and Alice Sellers, Wicked Witch of West Vancouver, started ranting and raving. All her usual mental, emotional abuse, insisting that we could not return back to what was then our home. In Austria. And when she found out that we already had a return ticket booked, it became the usual physical abuse. Beating the crap out of me, insisting that we were not allowed to return. And, all the list of name calling, ranting and raving, and all the normal, well, it's not normal, but when that's what you grow up with, that's what you deem as normal. That's the norm of all the lists of names that you're called and the hours and hours of ranting. And so when we were at her house, I was being beat severely while holding my little baby. And it was with my blue Licenza backpack. It had my camera and my video camera inside of it, which she then stole after the beating, and I've not seen them since, so I could never have videos of my son growing up. Yeah, I was trying to get down the stairs into the basement to get into what used to be my room and lock myself in there for some safety and be able to use my phone, call for help. So as I'm going down the stairs and she's beating me severely, Frank just stood in the kitchen and watched and listened and just, you know, does his usual thing of making sure it's not him, and then goes and hides in his room. So what would have happened if, while I was being beaten, I'd fallen down the stairs? While holding Austin, and he got killed. I'll tell you exactly what would have happened. It would have been my fault. Because that's how everything gets fucking twisted. Is everything is my fault. There's no accountability. It would be, well, you're so stupid that you should have been walking down the stairs while you're holding a little baby. Yeah, that's how it would have gotten fucking twisted. Instead of taking accountability for being a psycho who's beating a mom while she's holding a baby. Funny how when we see this on TV, those monsters go to jail. No, that doesn't happen here. So when I called for help, got to my phone and called the sperm donor in Austria, and he called I don't know, some helpline somewhere, I'm not sure where, and you know, tried to get us help to escape. And then I ended up getting a plan together to have my friend come and rescue us the next day. So I called this number back that he gave me, and you know what the guy said on the other line? Oh, that's good, I'm glad you got a plan because I couldn't figure out how to get you out of there. Oh really? You couldn't figure out how to get the cops to show up and bust us out of there and, like, you know, report the abuse? Like, isn't that your job? I mean, this is just insane. So anyway, after we got this escape the next day, stayed with my friend for a couple weeks, and during that time I got threatening emails stating that if I decided to return to Austria, I would have to live under his rule and etc., all these threats and whatever, and basically stating that I would not be safe there, and he would falsify evidence stating that I was beating him in order to have me kicked out of the country, and keep Austin there. So, being a good mom, I didn't want to risk losing my child. I mean, what idiot would do that? If somebody says they're going to do that to you, would you put your child in jeopardy like that? No. So we, instead of getting on a plane that day, moved to a safe house. And we were assisted by a social worker. So it's quite insane that now my son has been trafficked by social workers who are forcing him to live in this abuse with the monsters that we already escaped. And now Austin lives in hell.